All right, all hyped up, all hyped up. A little bit of a pre-video ritual, getting all the energy down. I had no inclination of making this video, but I decided, you know what? Why not? Why not just keep up the turnaround of all these videos I'm making? So let's do this. Why lifting 5 to 7 days a week killed my progress. I made this video in mind of the man who's training hard and wondering why he's not seeing the progress that he knows that he deserves. I pretty much made this video in mind of the man who used to be me, which I'm gonna go over in a second. Because that used to be me. I was going to the gym 5 to 7 days a week, working 2+ hour sessions. And after like a year, 8 months of training, that was the results that I got, which I attributed more so to the fact that in this picture here, I was running for the past 4 years up until this point, doing like 50, 70 miles a week. And, I was eating clean, but I wasn't eating the right volume of clean food. Of course, shout out mom for her great cooking, but I wasn't eating, I was feeding myself enough food to actually, maintain a decent body weight in the gym. So of course I was super skinny. And when I went down to 30, 50 miles a week, maybe 20, 40 most of the time on average in community college, that was my physique, Lost probably some muscle definition, actually. Probably got more fat from just the less caloric expenditure from running. So very little minimal muscle gain, honestly. So very subpar results from all this work ethic I was putting in, which sucked even more because I thought I was so locked in for isolating myself, going to the gym and being way too busy for outings on top of community college, my work, and doing 5 to 7 days a week of lifting. It's a lot to balance for a 18, 19-year-old kid right here. And not only did I make minimal gym progress, but I was lonelier than ever. I had friends, yes, but I wasn't hanging out with them. It was hard to get momentum going because we didn't have very many hangouts, so I wasn't really, doing much with them. And in community college, that was around COVID time, so it was an even worse experience with no clubs on campus and not really much to go onto. And what made this even worse was that this picture was taken a month after I quit the sport I was doing for all throughout high school and my first year of community college, which was cross country and track. And I quit that because, personal reasons and I just didn't agree with the coaching and the training just was I just fell out of love with the sport altogether. It just wasn't how it was in my high school where I don't know, the community was better, the environment was better, and I just love the sport a lot more. And after I quit that, this was only a month after, so it wasn't that bad, but it got really bad later that year as I had no identity. I felt very lost and purposeless, as not only did I have no identity I got from running and doing sports that I got from high school, I was also just extremely lonely, just not spending time with friends and being around people my age. I was just kind of just chained to my room and chained to the gym, going to the gym 5 to 7 days a week and going to my job and living life like a robot when I shouldn't have been doing that. That wasn't the life that felt natural to me as a man. I wanted a better life for myself, yet I didn't know where to start. And now flash forward to today where things have definitely improved to say the least. As you can see, I'm smiling a lot more even right now as I'm filming this. Back then I was smiling as I had my identity, yeah, but then it was not that great 3 years ago. Look at me now, just, happy, confident, got the body that I want. And I'm just living a more fulfilling lifestyle that eventually attracted my now girlfriend, Gabby, who's going to be the future mother of my children, which is definitely a flex to my younger self, as all I wanted was a partner. But what I didn't know was what I needed to do first was to, build the physique, build this fun lifestyle for myself. And I didn't have to go to the gym 5 to 7 days a week. But I just didn't know it yet, which is exactly why I am making this video, because I know somewhere out there's people out there who are like my younger self. So if that's you, keep watching, because I've got a prescription for you coming up pretty soon as to what to do instead. Because now, the life I'm living now, I'm able to balance things like building this fitness coaching business I'm making up right now. My relationships with not just my girlfriend Gabby, but also with friends. I'm able to do weekly outings with them, travel when I want to as well, without having to worry about I'm just gonna miss all my progress. No, I've got stuff in mind for that as well. All the while just maintaining my physique that I have today year round. You see so many bodybuilders who only look good for 10% of the year, and they look like complete crap the rest of it, where they're just got this bulky, bloated, belly fat look to them. And other times they're as skinny as a skeleton. And that's not the kind of life that I ever wanted to live. I never wanted to live like a robot bodybuilder where everything's being tracked and my entire life is like a metric. Of course, basic discipline is needed where I do need to be going to the gym. I do need to know what I'm putting into my body. But at the same time, life was meant to be experienced, not just to be, like lived in this like super like robotic lifestyle. So that's my exact philosophy. And that's what led me to this physique today, which is sustainable. I'm able to maintain it year round and not just make memories for myself, but also to enjoy this lifestyle with other people as well. As you can see this picture right there. And what I learned overall is that more time in the gym is not better. Better is better, right? If you go to the gym every single day, but each and every time your body and your mind are both completely exhausted, what's going to happen, do you think? You're probably experiencing this right now, where you're going to the gym, you're feeling completely tired and burnt out, gassed out. Sure, you know you have to do progressive overload. Sure, you know that you need to hit close to failure, but every time you try to do that, you just seem to can't. Like maybe you try to go for like failure, but you're just stuck at the same weight week after week after week, no matter how many deloads you go through. I mean, I'm speaking from the heart, personal experience right here. And I know that other people are going through this as well, as this is a very common occurrence. And there's a fix to this, right? But it's not your work ethic. That's not the issue, right? Structure is the issue. More on that in a second. So my prescription, given what I've learned, is a step-by-step guide. There's 2 quick little steps. The first thing that you want to do that I did personally was design yourself the lifestyle of the man that you want to become, right? Because if you were to picture yourself as like, okay, in the future, this is who I want to be, or like currently, like who's like the best version of myself that I can be right now? Like, is he training? Like, what time is he training? What time is he waking up? You want to include everything and time block everything from the time that you wake up, the time you go to sleep. That means your wake time, your training time, and how many days you actually go to the gym. Time with friends and family, work, hobbies, skills, everything that you see your future self doing, you put into it. Like, obviously, be realistic. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to go to the beach every single day when I don't live near a beach. The nearest beach for me right now is 4 hours away, which in 9 more months, when I move down to San Diego with my girlfriend, it's going to be different. We're probably going to be like 20 minutes. So I am super excited for that. More on that later. I'll keep you guys updated. We're going to document the whole process. But for now, you just got to build up from the start. But yeah, design your lifestyle of the man that you want to become. Because otherwise, you're going to have other people design your lifestyle. Like, sure, like the life you're living right now, it is technically your life. But what if this isn't even what you want to do? What if by you waking up at different times throughout the day, training at weird times, that just like you're not even like living like the correct lifestyle for yourself? Like it's like weird to think about, but it's true. Like you're living like this super like chaotic life, and to fix that, you just want to structure things out. And once you do that, once you make that calendar for yourself, life just feels so much more. It's hard to explain, but automatic, where results just happen a lot easier. It's easier to pick up momentum because if you don't know what you're going to do when you wake up, you kind of just, instead of just like scrolling your phone and whatnot, you just pick up your phone, look at your Google Calendar. Like I use the Google Calendar app for my calendar. You can use whatever you want, Apple, written, whatever works best for you. Whatever you know that you're for sure going to be looking at daily, that's what I would recommend. But yeah, you can just look at your calendar daily and know like, okay, at this time, I need to do this. I don't know about you, but I am a person who tends to, I know what I need to do, but at times, sometimes I just need something to look at to like put me back into like, just like a little like a reminder. I don't know if it's like ADHD or what, but I just need a reminder every now and then to keep me on track. Otherwise, I tend to spiral. I tend to not know what I need to do, and I just do bad habits instead, like wasting time, scrolling, checking my analytics on my phone for like content, and just useless stuff that doesn't really bring me anywhere. It just leaves me in a worse off space. So when I time block things out, I know exactly what I need to do from the time that I wake up, time to go to sleep. It just feels like a massive anvil just comes off my chest. I just feel so much more relaxed, and I'm able to put all this drive and all this like work ethic I'm able to put out efficiently, right? It's not just like this chaotic work ethic where I'm spreading myself too thin, where I'm going to the gym too often when I don't need to, or I know I should be doing some work, but I don't know like what work to do. Everything is just time blocked out. And when it applies to the gym, you're going to train the amount of days that you can enjoy and do consistently. We're not talking about like, oh, you have to go to the gym. Like if more really meant better, then we would be all going to the gym, 7 days a week, 2-3 times a day to get them like maximum results. I sure as hell would be doing that, right? But that's just not the case. We want to do something that we can do consistently, right? So we want to think about what we can do for the rest of our life versus like a couple like months or even a couple years. Because if you can't be consistent with your workout, I mean, you're not going to get any sort of long term results. We want to be like that jacked 60, 70-year-old on the beach. You know, our kids, grandkids look up to us. Our wife, she still respects us and loves us. Like, we as men crave to be respected. And that's a normal feeling to have. I don't know why it's such a bad thing to say or like why it's so like cringe for people to say, but I'm going to say this right now. We want to be respected as men. There's like no way around it. And if you want that, you got to respect yourself. And that starts with building the body that you want. And that comes from structuring out your life. And then, and that just makes it so much easier to do. And then B, for instead of like, like you could just go to the gym every single day, but we want to focus on quality over quantity because we want to pick days that we can actually hit with full intention. Focus on the fundamentals like progressive overload, training close to failure, and stuff like that. Because if we're just going to the gym just to check off boxes, we're just wasting time. We're just going through the motions. We want to focus on like the nitty gritty. Like we want to be able to have that mental clarity of knowing like, okay, I can feel my chest on the bench press versus like, I'm just going to do a bench press and just move the weight up and down. Because as we know, that's not going to get you results, right? If you want to maximize your gains without maximizing time spent in the gym, then we have to be as efficient as possible, right? And what this is going to do is it's going to allow you, when you cut down your lifting days to how many days that you can A, do consistently and enjoy, and B, hit with full intention, not only are you going to start making more progress, you're going to enjoy the gym more. It's going to feel like, like you've got so much more energy in the gym. Like you're actually excited to go. That's exactly how I felt. I remember when I went down to like from 5 to 7 days a week to like 4 to 3 days a week, and it's how much of like a relief that it felt having like this like relief of knowing that I don't have to go to the gym every single day, and just more excitement, having more like rest days to like recover, because your body needs more recovery. Sure, some people are like genetic monsters and they can recover from like daily lifts, but most of us can't do that, and that's okay. I sure as hell can't do that, and that's exactly why lifting 5 to 7 days a week kill my progress, and what I did to combat that, and what you can do as well if you're suffering in that same position. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, first link down below in the description, book a Call Me One-on-One down below. We'll talk about your current situation, your goals, and whether or not it makes sense to work together. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found this video extremely valuable, as this was something honestly that I would have wanted when I was younger in your position right now. Training every single day, putting all this effort, having all this ambition, yet nothing to show for it.